doing on the Witchy day, on this Friday the 13th? Yes, and what's going on? A lot is going on. You felt it probably the last week, up and down with the energies. But now we're building up, and we're building up to the eclipse on Monday. So what's happening this week, you know, upcoming week with the eclipse? Well, be aware, because there are so many things happening, there's so many things going on. But what will it will do for the twin flames? And what when I was meditating, I heard, you know, be aware for the unexpected things that make things hot. And I was like, ooh, that's very interesting. So let's see what it will bring. Unexpected things that will make things hot. And yeah, it's a good, for me, Friday the 13th is a good omen, because it's always a lucky day for the witches. So, yeah, witches or priestesses, whatever you want to call it. It's really amazing at the moment. So let's see what is in store for the Divine Masculine. Wow, fire and water. Woohoo! Hot, hot, hot. Steamy, steamy, steamy. Yeah, I already, I'm so in alignment with the channelings lately. Everything is dropping down. Yeah, stillness. Yeah, for the Divine Masculine, stillness in his mind is probably necessary. And there are things moving through, you know, like fire and water. It's like hot and cold. It's creating steam. The water can burn out the fire, but it can also create a lot of steam when the fire is not able to get the water, if the water is not able to get the fire out. Yeah. So it could be that there are unexpected things that will happen in your life at this moment or during next week that is creating, yeah, maybe an well, I don't see it as a block. Unexpected things. That's for me. That's more of the Tower. And the Tower is always bringing something new. You know, it's not about, oh my gosh, it can be that it's interrupting your day-to-day life. But I have more the feeling that it is about to look at things differently. So things could disturb, you know, the situation. But I don't have a feeling it is really, really, really big. I think it's more kind of a wake-up call for the twin flames to realize, okay, I really get a mirror here. You know, I really get a mirror here. And that will disrupt some feelings. Go and sit with those feelings, because those feelings aren't bad. They're not a bad thing in your life. It's more that it is, you know, feel into it, let it pass through, and then you get the insights like, oh my God, yeah, I do realize this for myself, and I do realize that from the other person, and that is probably what I can change in the situation. So that's really, really beautiful. I have some other cards also, because I had a feeling that I needed some other cards with it. And let's see what that interruption or that fire and water or the tower can mean for the divine masculine. Yeah, it could be it has to do with money and storage. You know, it's storage is about harvesting, getting your stuff together, and making things happen, and make a storage for winter time. You know, is that what you want? You want money, or you know, this squirrel is really getting his nuts together. maybe maybe he has to get his nuts together, you know, and his wits together to store for the winter time, so you have something for the winter time. It could also be that you are planning something, and you worked for it, and you really worked hard for it, and then something happens, and then it brings a wiggle in your system. So yeah, I have a feeling it's more like that. Last week the energies were really totally opposite of what I feel today. You know, I have a feeling a lot of things that we needed to work through cleared up, really cleared up some energies. Session also, so that can with clearing some energies that are stuck in your body or that is stuck around you. But you know, music and sound can really change things for you and for the situation. So what is in the heart space of the divine masculine? Love, connecting with his higher heart, coming from the soul, not from the will. You know, our will and our ego is sometimes so strong that wants to push things through in life. Like sometimes we desire something, we really want that kind of love from the outside world. But if that person is not able to give that to you, you must be able to give it to yourself. Because everybody's perception of love is different. So doesn't mean that it could be that there is a love and it's not coming towards you as you like it to be, you know, as you want it to be, and you try to push your will to force that, or going the total different opposite, you know, and it's like, yeah, you can't force love. The only thing you can do is love yourself so much that you won't feel the love of someone else. Because if you say, oh, love, I want you to do this for me, or I want you to that for me, and I deserve this kind of love, you know, when you're in a union or in a relation. But if they're not able to give it to you, you know, then you get disappointed, right? But that's not the case. If you give it to yourself and you give that love towards yourself, you don't seek validation from the outside world. A shaman is seeking the validation from the inside, not from the outside world. You're not an object, you know, that I need to own, or because love is free. Love is freedom. It flows, it floats, you know, it comes and goes. And that's the most beautiful part of it. And yeah, connect with your higher heart. Connect with your higher heart and your inner child. And it's most of the time it's it's the inner child that wants that connection with the mother, that wants that love and care and attention from that mother energy. But there is always this part of you when you go back to your inner child. You need to be your own mother for your inner child. If you don't do the inner child work, you know, and don't work on the traumas and don't work on that stuff, you know, then you're seeking it from the outside world. So yeah, and yeah, be also in that playfulness energy, the playfulness energy of the inner child. That ooh, I hear you lost the sparkle in your eye. And that's a real thing, because when your eyes don't smile and don't have that joy anymore of life, then something deeper beyond it is working, that needs to come to the surface, that needs to be cleared out, and that needs to be done with, you know. So and that's when you move, when you dance, when you have fun, you know, that inner joy comes up. So that's really necessary for you to realize. And that's what's going on in the heart space of the divine masculine. You know, connecting with those feelings, connecting with that inner child, connecting with that spark. Whoops! Wow, that wants to fly out. What is justice? What is justice? Justice is keeping the balance. Keeping the balance between the light, and fill up your life with light. It's not a judgment. Don't judge the other person because they're different, or that you expected things to be different. Yeah, it's about letting go, and ooh, I hear justice will always win. When you are okay with yourself and balancing yourself out, and keep that balance going slowly, I hear, step by step, because the heart don't judge, you know, our hearts don't judge. It's our mind that judge, you know, it's the ego, it's the third dimensional realm. Oh, here we go again, you know, because we're all the same. We're all brothers, we're all sisters. We're all coming from a space. We all have our backpack with us, with traumas, with pain, with heartache, with, oh, heart opening, I hear they say, with heart openings, with disappointments. How are you going to deal with that, you know? Okay, yeah, you can feel sad about it, but it's not always the other person. It's not always the other person. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with the situation? It's you. It's me, you know? If I see something that I don't like, it's up to me, you know, to shift those things that I don't like in my life and to have another view of it. And that's what will happen, you know, what will come up, the fire and the water, you know. That's it. Love don't judge, you know. Don't blame. Don't give, is not in control, you know. I wish I could be in control of my love. I think my whole world would be a totally different thing. And I probably wouldn't be in the place where I am now. Because I know I was in that place before. So when you shift and let go and let love rule, you know, then the heart will rule. Then the heart will rule. And yeah, maybe some people don't understand. Other people do understand. You know, it doesn't mean you're not with your feet on the earth. It's just your consciousness is in a different vibration and different level. How you see things about love. And that's why it's not that easy to find that love, you know, because when you are fulfilled in your love space, you know, you're also looking for someone who is fulfilled in that love space and is fulfilled in his heart. And sometimes you meet them and they just disappear again. Sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't. But that's about, you know, not judging that person for what they do. Because you know that love of them is genuine. You know, the love they carry is genuine. It's our mind that starts to judge and get everything out of balance because we are too blind to see how we need to address love, you know. Sometimes people can love more than one person. And that's, who are we to tell that they're not able to give a piece of their heart to someone else? Knock it down. Well, I came from far, I know that. So, yeah, and all the old 3D things kicked in, like jealousy and pain and fear and all these things that you needed to work through to look at the things in a different way, because you know that the love was still there and that love is still there and that love will probably never fade. And is that wrong? No, I don't think so. It's just a different way to look at it, okay? Because love always wants the best for someone else. The heart and the love wants that somebody else is happy and content in their choices they make. So, yeah. And that's what Divine Masculine sees. Divine Feminine is blessed. She has the blessings. She looks for the things that blesses her life by walking her path, by walking. I walk with the goddess. The song comes through. And that's the thing. You walk with something, the earth, the people you meet, you know, they give you all blessings, and what life gives you, see it as a blessing. Also the things that you don't like in your life. For instance, if you're walking the twin flame path and you're walking that healing journey, you know, everything will heal in your life, you know, by being with nature, being one with self, being one with other people that come on your path to teach you something, to give you the blessings, and to don't see only the things in a negative way. Even the hurt can be there, of course, but that hurt has a purpose. That hurt tells you that you need to think differently, that you had expectations of a situation that didn't go the way you wanted to, and that creates the grief. And that has nothing to do with love. It has to do with false ego. And when we are starting to realize that, when we starting to notice that, then the blessings will come our way. You know, yes, when you step into another relationship, or you go, you meet your twin flame, you need to open your heart for that energy. But you also know that there is a learning period in that whole journey, when someone comes in and somebody goes out. And that's up to that person to work with it. And if both twin flames work with it, you know, they find their way back home, you know, towards each other. And that's the perfect thing. That's the blessing of the lesson. It's the blessing of the lesson. You know, is it something you need to improve for yourself? Or instead of you did this and you did that and you did that, the whole blame game, we can leave that behind. Because if you take responsibility for what is sabotaging or what is lacking in your life, wow, we can blame the whole world for all the things that are not going well. And everything is totally perfect the way it is and should be. Even the things that we don't want to, you know, in our lives. That's also perfect fine. So the divine masculine sees that the divine feminine gets her blessings and is blessed in her life. Beautiful. Thank you, my spirit guides that are always so on top with what's going on, what's playing in the collective, what is happening. Yeah, so much gratitude for that, for supporting me. Yeah, Earth Angel again for the Divine Feminine. You're one of the angel ones, angelic ones. Divine healing is upon you, divine grace and divine guidance. So you are the Earth Angel, you know. It's and you know it. Divine Feminine knows she's an Earth Angel. She knows. Yeah, she knows that she is blessed. She knows that she's guided. She knows that the things are always going for the highest good for herself, as long as she follows that guidance. As soon as she steps out and she wants to do the things that she wants to do for herself, how she thinks it must be done, eh, the bell goes off. it's it's a weird thing how that works, and it's really amazing. She is she's always there, full forgiveness, and I think that forgiveness is one of her strongest points. To forgive people for the things that they did, and just forgive and move on, because you can't, if you forgive, it's forgiven, it's done, so you don't have to linger on to it. You just move on and you move through, and the next day is another day, and then you can receive some other things, and that's what is needing to happen. Okay. In the heart space for the divine feminine, travel, and it can be inner travel, inner journeys, meditations. It can be things that needs to be done. Sorry, I'm going to close the door for a minute. I have a guest in my house, and that is talking also. So yeah, that is what is on her mind: inner journeying, traveling, walking the land. Maybe how did it? Yeah, but that was what the divine masculine had last week. You know, the inner journeys, journeying within, and the divine feminine did it already. You know, this week. So that's very interesting that you're journeying, and it could be that you're journeying together. I was journeying with my dragon. I was flying with my dragon this week. So the travel could be inner travel and outer travel, that you are saying, okay, it's beautiful weather, you know, I need to get out. I need to ground myself, or feel where your heart is calling you, because you need to go there to get some codes, to get some something to hold on to. I hear, you know, that there's something. That's what I'm feeling. Let the things flow, and let the things go in your life that needs to go and that needs to flow. So yeah, traveling, that fills up the heart space of the divine feminine at the moment. So it could be that you made amazing journeys in meditation or visualizations, or you met, you know, your dragon, or you are working with the dragon codes to work through some stuff that needs to be released, or being, or letting go of some things. Yeah, I myself, I had a beautiful journey with my dragon, and it was all about fear, letting go of fear of you know, fear of speed. Oops. Fear of speed. Well, my driving is really full of speed, but for other things, it's a fearing thing, you know, that things go too fast, or yeah. And he really showed me not to be fearful if somebody else has the reins. You know, we always want to have the reins in our own hands. But if your dragon is taking you on a flight, you know, you need to surrender. The only thing you need to do is to hold on, so you won't drop. And that's the most beautiful thing of it. And he will catch you always, even if you do dangerous and remarkable things for yourself. You know, he will always be there to guide you. He will always be there to have this amazing support. You know, he's always there to support you. So yeah, traveling with your dragons, and that was in her heart space. So yeah, that's beautiful. Inner and outer journeys for the divine feminine. Maybe divine feminine, you need to travel towards your divine masculine. Maybe you are separated, and you have there is an ocean between, or you have to drive for hours, or he's living in another city or another state, you know. So who knows, you know, that travel is of influence, of probably coming together or meeting each other. Okay, so then I would suggest take your dragon and fly over, you know, and you're in an instant, you're there. Okay. The elven ones, that's how the divine feminine sees the divine masculine. It's one of the elven folks, connected with everything, connected with the earth, connected with the love, connected with Freya. Beautiful. Yeah, and it's also that divine feminine energy that I hear, looking for the sacred in the divine feminine. And that's so beautiful. And I hear, don't rush, it's all okay. She is guiding you. The elven queen is guiding you. You know, Freya is guiding you. And that's how divine feminine sees the masculine. You're connected to the elven realm, to the fairies, to the pixies, to and they guide you. They guide you the way home. I hear. They guide you. I also hear they guide you to your divine feminine. So, yeah, it's a journey, and you're not afraid of, and that's what the divine feminine sees. You're not afraid of taking the journey on your own, you know, and doing the things that you need to do. And she admires you for that. There is this, I feel that beautiful connection of, oh, how do I say this? She feels that connection, that you're connected, you know, to the same realms as the divine feminine is. And you're looking for that sacredness in the divine feminine. That brings you together. That brings you together. Oh, interesting. I hear you're the muse. You're the muse collective, you know. So the divine feminine sees you're the muse of the divine masculine in his fairy realm. Interesting. I hear, but he's not depending on it. He's not depending on it. So that's a good thing. So he's not dependent on the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is not dependent on the divine masculine. There is no unhealthy attachment, I hear. The unhealthy attachment that will let you lose things in the end. Because when you hold on too much and too tight, it's much, you will lose it in the end. Rising to Palladian frequencies for the divine masculine, that will support you. But I also have some cards left for the divine feminine to see what needs to be balanced out with the angelic energies and the traveling. It's interesting. It's again communication. No, it could be that there is no communication with your counterpart, with your divine masculine, and there is, and you have to see how you work through it in the third dimensional realm. And I see that when there is no communication, doesn't mean that things are wrong, or that is that there is because the twin flame journey is different than just a relationship. So be aware of that. This journey is about doing the things on your own, meeting your counterparts, and moving through some things that are that we need to unlearn what is programmed, and that we can open that heart space bigger and bigger to let that love flow, that there is no judgment here, you know, that there is no judgment of the people that come into our lives and that do things to us, or we do things to them and then judge it. Because there will come in a space in your life that you did the same, or somebody else did the same to you, you know, or vice versa. But know that we don't judge, and that's what the earth angel is doing. The earth angel is really about, I'm in that space, that I'm going through it, and I am seeing the blessings of it, seeing the blessings where I'm going through. Because it's an opportunity for me to grow. It's an opportunity for me to be different, to change it, to work with it, and to say, okay, ooh, I screwed up here and I need to do it different, you know, or I have to make an apology for my behavior, or, you know, and there is always a time and a place that for an explanation, I hear. Yeah. Traveling. There are some things you don't see yet. And go with that flow and let it happen. Because when you're traveling, you need also, in traveling, you need to go with an open mind and have that trust. Like the dragon ride, you know. So also with your traveling. When you're traveling, you need, don't plan anything. Just see what the day brings you and where the journey takes you. That's the most beautiful adventure that you can have instead of saying, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to meet that person and going to that. No, you know, that's all that control system. And I totally understand that there are still people that need that structure in their life, you know. But it's still being dependent on the ego. It's still the dependency of the will, you know. It's good to have you, it's good to work together, you know, the will and the soul. Because without it, you know, nothing will come from it. But it needs to be in balance. It's not that the ego needs to take over from the soul and from the heart space. And I will tell you something, you know, divine feminine wants that strong man in her life that can lead her and that can say, okay, you know, I take you by the hand. You don't have to do anything today. I take you by the hand and I will guide you. Wow. A lot of women are ready for that man in their life that guide them to that path, to that higher level, because they are able to surrender. But if you have a weak man, you know, you're forced to get in your masculine energy. But that's not what the divine feminine wants. She doesn't want to operate her whole life from a masculine side and being in survival mode. You know, that's where she loses her whole femininity. That's what the whole 3D world is asking, you know. We want to be treated like a woman, not like a man, not be equal to men, because we're not equal to men, you know. So that's what I want to say to the divine feminine, you know. Relax, release, surrender, and let your masculine, you know, support you, hold that space for you, and guide you and say, oh yeah, finally, oh, go ahead, lead the way, I will follow. You know, how amazing is that if you can do that, if you can let go of that ego. Yeah, traveling again for also for the divine masculine towards his divine feminine. It could be that he left the situation. That's what the divine feminine sees. He left the situation probably because he thinks or he feels it's too much, or old pain is coming up in that situation. And that it's possible, you know, that in a different relationship you get different pains. And but I don't see it as pains. I see it more as learning curves. You know, yeah, of course you will get uncomfortable in situations. But that's the beauty of it, you know. That's why they call it coming back into union. Masculine, feminine energy coming into union. When those two are fighting, there is an inner struggle going on. And when that inner struggle is not done within, you're not ready for the outside. And and it can be triggered also. Those situations can be triggered in a heartbeat. And then sometimes the ego comes in and says, oh no, I'm not going to do that again, you know. I'm not I'm not doing that because, you know, in some cases there is something else going on. I'm talking for the collective now, as I hear most of the collective wants to get out of a situation because the red flags are coming in. You know, you see red flags in the other person. But where are you? Where are your red flags? Have you looked at your own red flags? You know? What is a no-go for somebody else instead of just seeing the things from the other side? What is what divine masculine wants from the divine feminine and think it's a red flag, you know? Why not discuss that? Then it would be very, very interesting to have a conversation like that instead of starting to blame someone for something they didn't do or have a different view of it. So that's very interesting. And I think when divine masculine and feminine are on that journey of the twin flames, there is this openness to discuss this without fear. You know, just being open and authentic with all of it and the conversation with it. So I think it's really, really interesting. And and then I hear my guide say, oh, then you get your magic wand out and make it all right. Yeah, because when divine masculine raises vibration to the Palladian frequencies, he gets supported on all levels. You know, there is so much support for the divine masculine on those levels, and that's really amazing. It's like, what's that about? Now I hear row, row, row your boat. Oh, you all know the song, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is just a dream. Wow, that's it. Life is just a dream. And how you dream it, it will be your reality. You know? Sometimes we get some interruptions from the outside, but you can create your life the way you want it. You can make it hard, you can make it as easy as you can. But I think when we raise our vibrations to the Palladian frequencies and we go into that consciousness, we're in a totally different reality. And that reality, we can create the most beautiful things. So instead of going in hardship and going into agony and going in thinking in pain, you know, life is just a dream. And it's made for you. And it's so easy. It's so easy to do. But we are so it's so easy to do when you're breaking free. But when you're born into a system that doesn't work that way, you know, then life gives you opportunity to free yourself. And then after that, it's your choice. Everybody has choices in their life. And Call Me a Dreamer. Oh, that's another song. I have to, if you know what it means, Call Me a Dreamer. If it pops up with you, you know, leave it in the description box below. You're a dreamer. Well, it's about dreams. Dreams, making your dreams coming into reality. And it doesn't matter on what journey. If it's in the twin flame, you know, it always comes to that, you know. if you keep on dreaming, who says that your dream wouldn't be reality at some point in your life? Because where I am at this moment was a dream of the past. And that created reality. So call me a dreamer. I'm okay with that. Perfectly fine with that. What supports the Divine Feminine? Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is supporting you. Shine your light. Wise action. Space for change. Make space for change. Make space that if you're on the journey and you didn't meet your divine masculine yet, make space for him to come in. Make space, make that space for him to come in. You know, if you think you're ready for that journey of love, of passion, of sacredness, you know, because that's the thing, you know, it's a sacred union. Make yourself ready, you know, move the things out of the way, you know, that was holding you back. Sit with your sisters, talk about things, work things through. Maybe you have to get a coach, you know, or a healing guidance that will help you through things. But do everything with love and compassion, you know. Also compassion for yourself. Because if we're not compassionate with ourselves, and I know that I was in a space that I was very harsh on myself years ago, that I blamed myself for everything, and that was too harsh, because not everything is coming from you. It's coming from the outside world that gives you the challenges, but you don't have to blame yourself for it. So be gentle and be kind with yourself, and do it on an easy way, not on the hard way. You know, the hard times are over. We don't need to suffer anymore. It's a choice. Suffering, sorry that I say it, because I know some people are really in this space. It's a choice, you know. You can put yourself in this pot, or in this in this prison, and think about everything that went wrong in your life, and going down and down and down and down, instead of putting on music, start to dance and get your energy up and move it through. Doesn't matter how difficult it is. Even in the most difficult times, you need to do it on your own. There's nobody else who can do it for you. And that is creating resilience. That is creating the fire to move on through things. You know, maybe that's a good one. If you're stuck in a situation, go and walk the fire. Walk the fire. Go over the fire. Walk through it. And doesn't matter how many times you have to walk through that fire. Walk through that fire till you feel it, you know, till you feel that fire in your system, that you can say yes again. This is the direction I want to go, and I follow. And then, you know, you're out of your prison. Because when you're in your prison, you have too much water. too much water, too much air. So all your elements are out of balance. So you need to get in balance with all the elements. If you don't have them within you for one day, you're out of balance. You need to have them all the time. So make sure, you know, if you get sick, or then your body is out of balance. If there is something happening in your life, then something is out of balance. And I know for sure, I just have to close my eyes, go on an inner journey, and knowing what kind of element is missing in my life. Yeah. Okay, what is the universe saying? So, Kuan Yin, be gentle and loving and caring with yourself in all situations. And wow, guidance. You will be guided. Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine will be guided by your inner compass. Take that unicorn. That's interesting. When I was on my inner journeys, I met 4 unicorns, and they did a healing on me that was so incredible. Yeah, that was really amazing. And follow that guidance, you know, follow that energy, follow that stream, follow where you need to go. Also for the Divine Masculine, you know, follow your inner guidance, follow your compass, you know. And I know for Divine Masculine, it's harder to get out of that mind space. But it's needed, you know, it's really needed. But I know a lot of different paths are opening for the Divine Masculine, are opening for what is happening upcoming week. You know, we had the 9/11, now we have Friday the 13th, then Monday we have the eclipse. It's not a total eclipse, moon eclipse, it's particle, but still it's an eclipse. So you still can eclipse things out of your life. Eclipse the things out of your life that needs to be out of your system. And on the other part, what's still open, get the things in. Okay. What's this? Child of the cosmos. Divine Feminine, you're a child of the cosmos. Your guidance, you're protected, and you're safe. All your connections are coming from the cosmos. All your alliances are coming from the cosmos. So you are one with all. For the Divine Masculine, messenger, you are a messenger. You have so much talent, you have so much to give. And in everything what you do, you need to bring that out in the world. Because bringing temporary balance. Now, bringing harmony and balance. You, Divine Masculine, bringing harmony and balance and structure in life. So it's the Sirius energy. You're connected with the Sirius portal, with Sirius energy. So bring back the harmony and balance, you know, not only in your life, but if you are already connected with your Divine Feminine, or you're in union, it's your duty. Oh, ooh, no, wrong word. Thank you, Guy. it's your talent to bring things in balance. It's not your duty, because it's both. They both need to bring in that balance and that guidance. Yeah. There's a deep cellular healing going on for the divine feminine and the divine masculine on a very deep cell level of healing, physical and emotional healing. And anchoring that energy. Anchoring that energy. Wow, so it could be that there is DNA healing going on, the cellular energy healing going on. You're shifting from I hear you're shifting already from 4 or 5D up till 7D. So now you're already shifting out of the 3D up till the 4 and the 5. And then I hear is already shifting to 7th dimensional energy. Wow, I'm wondering how far that can we go, you know, to I think when we are one with the cosmos, we will dissolve, you know, we be transparent, we won't be here anymore. Then we are already in that space in the afterlife. It's almost like the knowledge of the afterlife. Who will be, wow, will be integrated and is already integrated in our cellular DNA structures. What the heck? That's interesting. So, the knowledge of the afterlife is already integrated in our cellular system and in our DNA. Yeah, because that's probably the thing. We are from the future. We are not from the past anymore. Most people that are, we think they're people, but most of them are hybrids already, you know. Avatars that already stepped into our systems, into our bodies, that are here to shift and change the world. Wow, I think I'm going too much out of this energy, but it's always when I use these cards. Yeah, really amazing. So we're leveling up. So the more we work with the star seeds, and the more we understand that we are star seeds and that we are twin flames and that we are I also hear twin flame rays. Then we are, you know, shifting and keep on shifting. So, yeah, amazing. So the masculine is bringing back the balance. The feminine is healing. The masculine is healing. And depends what will happen further down the road. Oh, thank you. Oh, healing. Again, probably if you are in separation with your